Welcome to Money Talks Leaders Listen, the podcast where financial news meets your financial leadership and financial acumen development. Hi, I'm your host, Sophia Melanie of the Debt Demolisher TV, and it's time for more tangible insights to better your financial life. In today's episode, we will be discussing student loan repayment options with a specific focus on the new income-driven repayment plan, which is the Saving on a Valuable Education, better known as the SAVE plan. This is a topic that matters most to students and graduates of all generations that have student loan debt. So if you're ready to dive in and learn more all about this new plan and how it can benefit you, stay tuned. Let's go. The Debt Demolisher TV with Sophia Melanie. Student loans are a common path to higher education, but they can also be a financial challenge. Graduates often face a tough decision: how to manage their student loan debt, and also whether or not what choices they should do if their income isn't sufficient enough to cover those monthly payments. Student loans can be a hefty financial burden for many graduates, and figuring out how to manage those student loan debt is a challenge that we have all encountered. So let's dive into this topic. It's essential for graduates to be completely aware of their options when it comes to repaying on their student loans. Let's talk about some of these options. So income-driven repayment plans, which are better known as IDRs, are a lifeline for many graduates. Income-driven repayment plans are federal student loan repayment programs that base your monthly payments on your income and family size. So these federal programs offer flexibility for borrowers with varying financial circumstances and makes student loan payments more manageable for those with lower income. The Department of Education has historically offered 3 IDR plans. One is called Pay As You Earn, which is the payee repayment plan. Another is Income-Based Repayment Plan, which is known as IBR. And then also Income Contingent Repayment Plan, which is known as ICR. The payee plan is generally 10% of your discretionary income, but it is never more than the 10-year standard repayment plan amount, and this plan has to be repaid within a 20-year time frame. The IBR, which is the income-based repayment plan, is generally also 10% of your discretionary income and also never more than the 10-year standard repayment plan if your loans were taken out on or after July 1st, 2014, and this has a 20-year repayment period. If your loans were taken out before July 1st, 2014, then your student loan payment is generally 15% of your discretionary income, but never more than the 10-year standard repayment plan amount over a 25-year repayment period. And then ICR, which is the income contingent repayment plan, is the lesser of 20% of your discretionary income or what you would pay on a repayment plan with a fixed payment over the course of 12 years, adjusted according to your income. So the ICR plans are very complex repayment plans, and honestly, they are the least favorable. Not only do they have these specific stipulations with it adjusting according to your income, it also has a repayment period of 25 years. Now, enough about the old plans. Let's jump into the new plans, and this is the 4th and newest edition of the income-driven repayment plan, which is the Saving on a Valuable Education, or AKA SAVE plan. So the SAVE plan is the most recent addition to the IDR family of plans. It's designed to offer enhanced flexibility and affordability in student loan repayment. The SAVE plan brings many unique features that really sets itself apart from the other plans that were already existing. With the SAVE plan, it caps monthly payments at 10% of your discretionary income, making it a much more budget-friendly option for borrowers. Now, hang on. Let me take a step back to ensure that everyone understands what discretionary income actually means and what it represents. So in personal finance terms, discretionary income normally refers to the money that you have available to spend or save after covering your essential expenses. And we know that our essential expenses are things such as housing, utilities, groceries, and transportation. Remember, these are your base line needs. So it's the income that remains at your discretion, allowing you to be able to make choices about how you allocate it at your leisure. Now, discretionary income is a very important concept in the personal finance and budgeting space because it reflects your financial flexibility and the capacity that you have to make choices beyond meeting your essential needs. But here's the twist and the caveat, because the Department of Education gives a more explicit meaning of discretionary income when considering income thresholds for repayment amounts under their federal program repayment plans. So for student loan repayment option purposes, discretionary income is the difference between your adjusted gross income, better known as your AGI, based on your most recent 1040 tax return, which is your individual income tax return, and 225% of the Department of Health and Human Services poverty guideline amount for your family size. Now, these amounts are defined in a table that is posted by the Department of Health and Human Services, but in essence, your adjusted gross income must fall within $0 to roughly no more than $60,000 in order to fall within this poverty guideline. Now, under the SAVE plan, your required monthly payment is a percentage of your discretionary income, which in this case is your adjusted gross income minus a certain percentage of your poverty guideline amount. So this means your payment will be zero if your discretionary income is zero. For example, 225% of the poverty guideline amount for a family size of 1, as long as it falls into one of the 48 states as outlined in the table on HHS's website, is $32,800, which means that if your annual income is equal to or less than $32,800 and your family size is just yourself, then your discretionary income is zero and your monthly payment will be zero. And the same is true for a family size of 4 with an annual income of $67,500 or less. So what are some more features about the SAVE plan? So the features of the SAVE plan are seen as more favorable terms for borrowers since the monthly payments are capped at 10% of their discretionary income, potentially making them even more affordable than other IDR plans. Now, beginning in 2024, this cap for the SAVE plan will be lowered to 5% of discretionary income for undergraduate loans that are on the SAVE plan. I'll talk more about this in future episodes, but for now, let's talk about how to be eligible for the current SAVE plan that is in effect now. To be eligible for the SAVE repayment plan, you need to have at least one direct loan or a federal family education loan, which is known as FFEL, that was consolidated into a direct loan. Applying for the SAVE plan is straightforward. You can do it online through the Federal Student Aid's website. However, I do want to emphasize that defaulted loans are not eligible for repayment under any of the income-driven repayment plans. So to be eligible, you must first ensure that your eligible loan types are out of default status. As with any financial decision, there are pros and cons to consider when choosing the SAVE plan. The SAVE plan is particularly beneficial for borrowers with lower incomes and higher debt loads. It offers more affordability with monthly payments and loan forgiveness after 20 years or 25 years for graduate loans. However, the longer loan term may result in more overall interest that you'll have to pay over the life of the loan. So keep that in mind as you're considering if you want to take the SAVE plan under your wing to take advantage of these additional benefits. Another thing that you want to think about when we talk about loan forgiveness is it's a significant aspect of the IDR plans. Now, while loan forgiveness is an enticing aspect of income-driven repayment plans, including this new SAVE plan, there are tax implications to be aware of when your loans are forgiven. Let's talk about it. Under the SAVE plan, after 20 or 25 years of consistent payments, your remaining loan balance is forgiven. However, the IRS may consider the forgiven amount as taxable to you, which can increase your tax liability or lower your anticipated tax refund when you file your individual income tax returns for that respective year when the debts were forgiven. As you know, here on the Debt Demolisher TV and on this podcast, we always advocate for making well-informed decisions about your financial life, including student loans, because of its vitality. So here's some advice I can share with our listeners who are considering the SAVE plan or other IDR options. Here's the kicker. It's essential to consider your financial situation and your future goals before finalizing your decision on applying for this new IDR plan. While the SAVE plan can provide relief for many borrowers, it may not be the best choice for everyone. So you have to make sure that you weigh the pros and cons, and if needed, consult with a financial advisor or a student loan expert to help you with making a more well-informed decision. If you are a graduate, whether a recent graduate or a seasoned graduate, and you have student loans and you're wondering what are some steps that you can take to prepare for loan repayment regardless of the plan you choose, I want you to listen closely. There are crucial steps that graduates can take to prepare for loan repayment regardless of the plan that they choose. Graduates should start by understanding their loan terms and setting a budget that includes student loan payments. Budgeting and understanding your terms will be critical for you to be able to decide which route you want to go. And so that means you have to educate yourself. Educate yourself by visiting various websites and making sure that those websites are of authoritative sources like studentaid.gov, like ed.gov, or even studentloanborrowersassistance.org. Once your repayment starts, consider enrolling in automatic payments to avoid missing due dates. As I've mentioned earlier in this episode, defaulted loans will disqualify you from being eligible for the benefits within these various plan options or other federal programs. So ensuring that your payments are made on time consistently will keep you and your loans out of default status. Lastly, I want to make sure that I remind you all about considering exploring the options pertaining to loan forgiveness through public service as well as other employment-related programs. We have spoken on several occasions about the PSLF program as well as other loan forgiveness programs, but remember the pros and cons of each of these before you decide to jump in. Okay, everyone, I know the student loan journey is a significant part of many of your lives, and that's why DDTV and Money Talks Leaders Listen are here to help you navigate it. Making the right choices regarding your student loans can substantially impact your financial future. So shedding light on the Saving on a Valuable Education, aka SAVE plan, and the world of income-driven repayment options helps you to be in a position where you can make more suitable decisions that will serve you most. So please take the time to explore your options, re-listen to this episode, consult with experts when needed, and most importantly, take action. Thank you for joining us today on Money Talks Leaders Listen on the Debt Demolisher TV, a place where we explore the latest financial news, decoding complex market trends, and offering insight that can help you make informed decisions about your financial life. We hope this episode allows you to learn something new that you can apply to your student loan journey. Don't forget to subscribe to the podcast, like the channel for more insights on personal finance and economic topics. Until next time, stay informed and empowered. Remember, your financial prosperity awaits you, and so does your financial sanity. You already know what I'm going to tell you to do, and that is what? Get to work. All right now. Bye. The Debt Demolisher TV with Sophia Meloni. The Debt Demolisher TV with Sophia Meloni. The Debt Demolisher TV with Sophia